This is a $1 million survival challenge. 16 survival masters do not carry any items, which equipment takes directly to the Alaskan wilderness. And the bad news is that they can't face the wilderness alone. These 16 people almost all have one thing in common: I like to fight alone and survive alone in the wild. The only way to win this game, that is, the players must exist in a collective. You can't win alone. There are advantages and disadvantages to being in a team. One more person to work means one more person to eat. And when there are many, there's conflict. It's hard to avoid. Disgruntled arguments are inevitable. Much less comfortable with being alone. The rules of this survival game are simple. There's no vote to eliminate. The only way to remove is to give up personally. You can always fire flares into the sky and announce, "My way out." Note that players can change teams. It should always be in an episode. You can and can't be alone. There is only competition. There is no collaboration between teams. More, the rules of the game do not restrict contact between teams or some small action. Bring benefits to yourself that causes harm to others. The program will be published regularly. Limited equipment and supplies. You have to fight for the good yourself. Will eventually be grand prize of $1 million. Only the team stays close to the end. You can enjoy this award exclusively. 16 individuals are free to combine into 4 teams. Choose a team. Choose friends are united and understand each other best. There are now enough ingredients for 4 teams. It's still an hour away, as the sun goes down and the temperature is dropping rapidly. Their first task was to set up camp. 4 teams are divided into 4 active areas. Each team's initial equipment is the same. Basically, teams have everything they need to survive. Other resources, it needs to be taken in nature. Let's first look at the Alpha team with Amber, Jill, Justin, and Lee, 2 men and 2 women. Jill has immediate leadership qualities. You're the one who explained the rules from the beginning. When the temperature drops below 0, people can only live left in nature for 3 hours. Otherwise, there's a risk of hypothermia. Building a camp quickly is now a priority. Note that this is a camp for 4 people. It's not a small tent for 1 person. It's not easy to find a suitable space. The Bravo team at the same time. That's 900 meters away with Brian, Corey, Javier, and Tim. Of these 4, the leader is Javier. They don't waste time making choices. Location for camp. My brother Brian used to work on a construction site, so the construction of the shelter is up to under the guidance of Javier. The team used 2 fallen trees as a base. It's easy to build a shelter. A team needs a leader. 4 people can't fight on their own and disobey each other. Javier is really capable if he gets promoted by the whole team. If the enemy doesn't understand something, I will teach them. After the pine dies, the oil from the pine seeps into the wood. It can be used to light a fire. Less than half an hour. Bravo team's shelter has been deployed. On the Kier side, Alpha team. Jean is clearly the more leader. However, the members of the group were not very cooperative. Justin agrees with your opinion. But just as he was about to set up a shelter, have run away. I want to see what's on this tree. Gil can't speak. Now is not the time to act alone. This is Charlie's team, Andrea, Andre, Nick, and Jack. Charlie's team stretched a rope, 2 trees to build a tent. This group also has an external leader. That's Nick. He's a wrestling coach. Andre didn't believe it. It doesn't show out either. You said there's a man everywhere. I think I'm the one with a voice. I finally thought I could manage everything. Nick felt he was the perfect choice for the position of captain. Ace also thinks she can. You used to work on the team. Guard in a group. There is usually a problem. Is that women's voices are not taken seriously. You're worried it will be the same here. And I hope Nick isn't too authoritarian. The last team to emerge was Delta team, which included Don, Joel, Jordan, and Paul. All 4 of them were abandoned during the formation of the team. Free. I'm sure no one is particularly strong of them. This kind of team is relatively comfortable and pleasant. Hunters and hunters. Jordan's a chef, he's a Marine, and Joel's an engineer. They don't have a clear leader. If it has to be Jordan. All four are together to carry out his duties and make it up to each other. Don't forget the rules of the contest. Players can change teams. Today's team could be tomorrow's opponent. All four teams set up their tents before the sun goes down. Solve the problem of shelter. The next step is to light the fire. Humid environment. Wet makes experts from all walks of life. It's hard to reach. Alpha team uses moss and Bravo team use small pieces of dry wood, and both are 7 failures. It's like a sponge here. Everything is wet. On the other side, Charlie's team has successfully lit a fire with cotton balls in the medical instrument box. This method of fire generation is also applied by the Delta team. They also successfully lit the fire. There is fire, everything is different. Look for Bravo's grandkids shiver in the shelter. When the night falls, 2 teams can start a fire. Charlie's team is cold even when there's fire. What's important is that it's still wet and cold. In the freezing cold, still have to worry about always being harassed by bears. It's been a rough night. Jack's team's fire didn't go out the next day. It's a welcome thing. Because the water container, yesterday's preparation, did not collect rainwater. So, our first priority is to find clean water. The first phase went very smoothly. Relationships on Charlie's team. Of course, it's very harmonious. The truth is that only teams keep losing. Only then do they complain and argue with each other constantly. Soon, Charlie's team discovered a flowing stream. Andrea took the lead to get water. Running water is safer than freezer water, but there's a risk of bacterial infection. Water is very dangerous in nature. Even if you drink a little, you can get sick. On the other side, Alpha team stood up and decided to move. Camping area. Jill chose yesterday to have uneven ground. And there's no fresh water nearby. This place is completely uninhabitable. Gil's wrong choice. It made the team members a little disgruntled. Especially Lee. I've decided he'll lead the team today. Gil said you knew people wanted to blame you. But you're sure not a submissive woman. Andre from Team Charlie had the same idea before. It's hard to see a man with a hand. Foot dance. As I said, yesterday the members of they all follow Jill's lead. Look at the other teams on the other side of the river. They also lit a fire. Alpha team is worried. Amber, the least talkative, not afraid of the current situation. Because you've been through bad things. More than you were shot in the head by a man you loved. Fortunately, the bullet didn't get in the way. Since then you've seen a lot of darkness, of human nature. This makes you very wary. Alpha team was very lucky then. When you find empty land, the team also found a small waterfall. As soon as Gil and 3 people are discussing a plan to build a camp, the glass was left alone. You seem to prefer to be alone. The Bravo team is divided into 2 groups. A group in the forest, and the other group is looking for their own food. Special on the beach. There's a lot of blueberries in the forest. And after the tide recedes, there is a lot of food on the beach. Unfortunately, not all of them. They can all eat some things. It can be toxic if eaten. Javier picked up one from the sea and kissed it with his mouth. You said if your lips are numb after half an hour, it means that this food can be toxic. So don't rush to eat these today. Javier's caution confused the team. Fortunately, the team knows its place and very good at following the rules. Small differences don't matter. On the other side, our black team is making rapid progress. There was a very strong fire and hot water was boiled to drink. Now the whole team, we can focus on finding food. Jordan is responsible for hunting and tracking deer. Paul is responsible for setting the trap. Don and Joel searched the beach. They both laughed, shot the way. I think the team is going very well. That AI from other teams will soon fire their flares. Delta team so far is the team. Fairies are eaten ripe to drink boiling, who was initially abandoned by everyone. After putting it together, it's actually the most comfortable life right now. Now the weather suddenly changed. It started to rain. The spirit of the Bravo team, down low, and 4 men who were confused about the problem of burning. No fire means no water and no food. Right now, the atmosphere on the team is getting worse. The team began to think Javier was a bad leader. Too poor to handle small things. Brian said, Javier, there's more knowledge than 3 people put together. It's just that sometimes we talk too much. It also gives people a headache, even though the team members started complaining. But Javier still started the fire before the sun set. This is the possibility that you may not be satisfied, but AI can do it better than you. Andrea, who risked drinking raw water on Charlie's team. Now you continue to vomit. If this continues to happen, the situation will only get worse. So she fired flares and chose to retreat from the challenge. There's one less person to share food with, but also one less pair of hands to find food. You have before. It can be a link between teammates to get along. Andre doesn't feel bad because she's on the team. She was worried she would be attacked by 2 men, pushed to the other side. The challenge of survival. The next one will be even more devastating. Andrea, give up early and the next one may not be far away. Bravo is the team with the best chance of winning the top prize. A strong man and an elder. Rich experience. Their advantage over other teams will certainly be greatly exaggerated, but only after 2 cold nights in Alaska. The situation has changed significantly. The atmosphere in all 4 teams was very dull. Very unpleasant feeling of humidity and cold. It's been raining all day, keeping my whole body wet. And everyone's hungry, even if they could find some food. But if you divide it among 4 people, you won't eat much. Delta team is still growing fastest. Jordan, start making fishing blades out of scrap metal. I'm ready to be the first to fish. Alpha team wakes up 4 people together, looking for plants on the coast. This time I picked up a worm. This delicious food, only you alone can enjoy it. It's not you who's selfish, it's the other 3 who don't eat. It twists when you put it in your mouth. As soon as 4 people are focused on finding food, a fierce roar came. An adult grizzly bear can weigh up to 360 kilograms. Alpha team is a bit dangerous when grabbing food in grizzly territory. North America, they don't know anything about a grizzly bear. The grizzly bear has just gone away. Take the gunshot and send the signal. Everyone gets excited right away. That's great as long as the team doesn't cut staff. If anyone else gives up, that's a reason to celebrate. However, 2 players withdrew from the competition. Plus, it's the only Bravo team. Corey's first sons withdrew from the island early. Corey and team really don't want to suffer in the wilderness anymore. The team said that Javier's overall management ability was poor. It was the straw that finally broke the camel's back. It's funny to say this. Javier helped the team start the fire. Brian said you gave up. In fact, it's not a big loss. Someone with no experience in the wild. The other always complains that it would be better to leave. 2 people give up at the same time. Unexpected of the 16 most untenable. Chosen together again. To say that, luck at the beginning is really important. The girl you think is skinny. Maybe she's an extreme person, the most capable and persistent. The grown man you think is strong can be vulnerable again. Delta Jordan team is scratching their bellies. I have a feeling that a fish will bite. The results always make you 7. No way I can go on forever. And then he kept looking along the coast. I quickly located Charlie's team. I approached Charlie's team with a bit of caution. I told Charlie's team, your team is in good condition. I caught a bird yesterday. And today I caught a fish. You're obviously here to hunt people. This made Nick very unhappy. This Jordan boy is very good at psychological warfare. He came deliberately to undermine the unity. After Jordan left, Nick said straight up, he's a liar. I don't believe they can eat fish. Andre said, I can't stand the way Jordan talks. It's like being stabbed by rice. The boss said Jordan's a pervert. They say they dare to rot. What a coincidence. All 3 are immobile. Angie is the only woman who hates man. Let yourself be right. So Jordan's strategy didn't work for them. while Alpha's having a dinner party. Eat fresh snail soup. For close people like you are very harmonious. But then, the glass suddenly starts coughing and has physical problems. Especially at night. Your condition is getting worse. Every cough hurts. Alpha Team Discord from the beginning. The atmosphere is getting better and better now. What a surprise. Forced to withdraw from the challenge for health. There is no other way to escape the glass. Delta Team is currently the only full team. This makes them very proud. Next day just be yourself. Fewer and fewer people are waiting for other teams. On the 7th day, the sun that has long since died has appeared. The rain finally stopped and the rainbow appeared. It makes people feel good. At that moment, a helicopter flew through the sky. 2 items delivery program for each of the 4 teams. One is the information reminder handbook. It's important to go east of the river. Living in deeper waters. There are also tools and equipment. Small island 1,200 meters to the east, where you can catch the delicious North American rock crab. Note that there are 5 traps hidden on the island. Which team found the trap? They will harvest a lot of food. Next, teams need to build wooden rafts. With a lot of people on the Delta team, it's easy to close the raft. Although Charlie's team's book is electricians, but you're very experienced in raft making. Incidentally, there's a lot of wood. It's been there since the shelter was built. You can take advantage of it right now. The Bravo team is furthest from the island. Javier suggests walking on land, which dramatically shortens the time it takes to float. They both quickly departed and met Alpha on the way. Justin is building a raft by himself. You're ambitious, and the raft you built was complicated, and it takes a long time. The other 2 thought it was unrealistic. Bravo team and Team Alpha formed a temporary alliance. Fight together against Team Charlie and Team Delta. On the other side, the 2 teams reached an agreement, which means that no matter who finds the trap first, I'll give half to the other group. Soon the Delta team's raft closure was complete. Jordan leads. Decided to risk himself in the water to try the raft to compete. Snacks for teammate Angie. The lighter on Charlie's team volunteered. You're very confident. You're not a weak woman. But her teammates were worried that Nick was thinking about, it will be safer to leave. After all, this isn't a game. It's about team survival. Nick's indifference made Angie immediately unhappy. She said she could, but you don't believe me, do you? I'm lighter than you, so I'd better go. At Andre's insistence, Nick finally agreed to let her go. Alpha team is now the slowest team. Bravo's team has also moved further downstream. Now Delta's Jordan is starting to play. You push on the raft while others watch. It's actually not necessary. Angie was the only woman in the water. And she's determined. Although not strong, the male player, but you have the spirit of not admitting 7 defeats. She's also catching up to Jordan, who's leading the charge. So this first challenge between the teams. Which teams can benefit from the challenge? After 7 days of hunger, 4 teams finally got their first chance to fill their bellies. That's off the island looking for crab traps. With Angie's relentless effort. You've been to the island for the first time. Was in the lead. Jordan also did some push-ups. But because I'm so confident, so I finally came after Angie. And the Bravo team closest to the island. It's too close to the island and the current is too strong, so we can't move forward. There's a total of 5 crab traps on the island. Andre was the first to set foot on the island. Of course you won't just take one. If it's easy, you can take it all. Andre found and took a crab trap cage. There are many crabs in Alaska. Each crab trap can hold 12 crabs. 1 crab cage is enough to feed a team of 3 people. It will really succeed. Andre returned to camp with the booty. You proved it by your actions. You have also brought a huge advantage to the team. You want Nick to know you can make a big contribution. Not just raft climbing. Even though SAO Nick actually got slapped in the face. This time Angie froze to death and Nick apologized to her. Then just wait for the next tide. Is that we can set crab traps to harvest food? There are still 2 crab traps on the island. Jordan's been swept away and the Alpha team's raft. It's not done yet. Bravo team. It's moving forward slowly. Brian thinks it's best to start rafting from the campsite. I shouldn't have listened to Javier. And Javier said Brian didn't. I can't listen to your advice. Don't climb in your direction, so stand still. I lost my climbing stick. Then, Ryan had no choice but to return to the shore. You think 7 defeats is all Javier's fault? I don't want to run that far. But now I'm wasting my time. And Justin's raft hasn't closed yet. The two teammates are no longer worried. It's no use worrying about Sao, but Gil. There's no other way. That means we can wait until the tide is right. Withdraw tomorrow and walk straight up to the island. Only Gil found out about this. Jordan was initially full of confidence. I lost 7 and came back. I'm tired now. The cold inside took a huge hit. On the one hand, you're ashamed of your team. On the other hand, it's mostly because you were a little too much before. A little push up on the raft to show off to everyone how full of energy you are. It's really not necessary. Jordan was indeed defeated by Anne. Your teammates built you the best raft. But still hungry. You're not afraid of 7 defeats, but you get upset when you're hungry. Fortunately, the team doesn't blame you. So I'm just trying my best. Try to take a chance next time. The Bravo team was very unhappy today. Javier is angry. You have to smile to keep the relationship going. After all, right or wrong today is hard to say. There's also an alliance with Team Alpha for the day. Justin hasn't even closed the raft yet. Javier thought that if they still wanted to join forces, you've got to bring something here. Javier, I am very confident that I have a boat and can go to the island. The next day. I can't believe Alpha's Gil had another method. Walk to the island early the next morning, before the tide rises. The other 3 teams ignored this, and still thinking about continuing drifting with my raft. The result is Gil found the other 2 crab traps first. But when Gil and Am, just as we were about to return, we found that the water level had begun. If you don't swim now, you can't go back. Too cold water puts both of you at risk of hypothermia. They quickly returned to camp in the hope that his teammates had lit the fire. But Justin, I hope you don't start the fire first. And then I didn't listen. Gil called me to help. Justin doesn't know what he's doing. You don't even know why I blame you. In the water. And Gil thought he'd come back drenched in crab traps. Should I hurry up and help you light the fire? She got wet for the team. Justin said, I didn't really know my partner was underwater. I'm not happy to hear Jill's complaints. I said just tell me what you want to do. And I'll do it. Don't make me guess. I can't understand your thoughts. Even though we fight. But Charlie's team still managed to harvest 2 crab traps. Tomorrow, everyone is still a good team. On the other side, Delta team versus Charlie team. During the search, Jordan, there was nothing to do but look for trouble. To Charlie's team to destroy their unity. Charlie's team now has 3 crab traps. There's no AI on the Delta team. This is really a change. Charlie's team explained the situation. Maybe someone will join the team later. It's hard to say. AI will have a full lineup by that time. Right now, Jordan offered to pull people over and look at the Bravo team. And the Alpha team, they don't shake Sao easily. Fast forward to the 9th day. Andre from Charlie's team is eager to eat crab. You need to break wood and set a trap. And then came back a few hours later to pick up the crab trap. Imagination is always beautiful, but no one can guarantee it that the crab trap will catch the crab. On the other side, Justin's raft is finally ready. Justin's ambition before was really too big. If your team doesn't cross the water and bring back 2 crab traps, I really don't know. What else is this raft for? The only team without crab traps is Delta. I have to go hunting, unfortunately. I saw nothing but the deer's tracks. Out found the deer bone. It seems like the competition here is tough. You have to compete with animals for food. Now Paul has really lost faith in hunting. I remember the piece of paper. The little boy you wrote was Daddy. Maybe, but the truth is cruel. Paul is back empty-handed. At the same time, the Alpha team has achieved a lot. There's a total of 12 crabs in the cage. They became the first team to catch the crab. Charlie's team collected 6 crabs. Each one weighs about 1.3 kilogram, enough for 3 people. Andre cried for joy. You have made a great contribution to the team. Bravo team, because they were previously allied with Alpha team. Taking advantage of the situation, the enemy kept his word and the Delta team's only full lineup. They looked at each other for 2 days without eating. Paul's shirt suggested that the whole team could trade in some crabs. I immediately protested after hearing this. You don't want to be associated with Charlie's team. Can we go steal a crab trap? If you're hungry, the right knee will crawl. The rules of the game don't limit our behavior. But definitely don't want to steal it if do this. How can you change your team in the future? Bo is very sensitive, but I don't hate him either. You have no room to retreat for the good of the team. But this is a survival game. The unity of the team is based on a full stomach. Day 13 situation, black heart tan. It's getting worse. Each of the 4 is hungrier than the last. I can't believe the crab trap is such an important device. Jordan is already very weak, with guilt and self-blame for the 7 failures. You've hit the bottom. You can just keep working to vent. He eventually fainted and was picked up by a medical team of 5 to take away because Jordan doesn't fire flares. So you can choose to continue the challenge after recovery of health, with Jordan's sudden fainting. Delta team, the only thing that's happened right now is there's been a major crisis. Although Jordan doesn't fire flares, you can still play after you recover. Watching other teams eat delicious crabs, Delta team is in trouble. Again offered to talk to Charlie's team. Tried to spin in exchange for a crab trap. You can help them cut down trees. This is a good idea because of Charlie's team. They also want to cooperate. Andre said your team has 3 crab traps. But the team's raft didn't work. And your raft is strong. If you can go and set the crab traps, then 1/3 of the harvest will be yours. Charlie's team was generous, but they didn't lose anything. In this way, they can get food without having to work. Right now, Paul was absolutely stunned that Charlie's team was so good. Adequate food and friendly air inside. So can you join us? Very light bag. I'm waiting to see Jordan. Determined to withdraw from the game or not. Then you'll defect to Charlie's team without hesitation. He wants to be sure. I am always on the strongest team. Challenge to day 14. Delta team received a package. There's a letter in the package. Jordan regrets to say that you won't go back before. Delta's only advantage is the sheer number of people. Now that Jordan has given up, everything has changed. I still feel sorry here, the main cause of this effect. It's just that Jordan is cocky and bragging too much. And left empty-handed in the crab trap scramble. Then Joel and Don returned to camp. The crab trap and Paul's sleeping bag were gone. Paul left the other 2 teams without saying goodbye. The other 2 teams are very angry. Joel thinks Paul's too cunning and that he's a traitor. They promise to work together. But he secretly joined Charlie's team. Of course, very welcome. Join Team Charlie. The boss said the whole team was worried you weren't coming. We want you to come on the first day. Charlie's team is delighted to welcome Paul to join. About 2 former teammates. Although SAO, Don's scolding is very unpleasant. What a dirty bastard. 2 people came to say you should play this challenge with integrity and honesty. Don't play the game you were taught. I forgot I was taught. Because the rules of the game allow for team changes, so Paul made this decision. It's definitely the best thing for you. But before a crab trap of the glass team. In fact, it doesn't really matter who's here. Pao is a great hunter. But I couldn't catch any food. What he can do, Joe can do. Joel and Don are so excited about you, but nothing can change that. They broke up. Paul remains indifferent to criticism from his teammates. You said you're not here to be a good old man. I want to go home with my prize money. There's no good plot in a survival challenge. This team. There's only 2 people left who can't finish up against the wind. The team now. Alpha still doesn't know about the change. People from the opposite side. Gil said that if there's a team on the opposite side, and there's only one left, as long as we and the Bravo team. If not, this person will give up. Alpha team think very well. Let's first make sure that our side is united. Then we can eliminate Team Charlie. And the Delta team. It's clear that the Bravo team didn't quite accept the offer. Especially Javier. You said he doesn't like competition. Competition brings the worst to people. Brian also thinks that using the media to treat others and hurt others. I think this is disgusting. Bravo team, everything that's said now sounds great. Alpha team's strategy is terrible. But I kept my promise to keep the Bravo team. Alpha team's crab eater missed a problem. That means there's only 2 people on the Bravo team. If someone comes to join us, of course they would agree. Bravo team, then it says Alpha's been overrun by greed. They are cruel and always want to hurt others. There's nothing wrong with Alpha teams wanting to play tactically. They shouldn't think about killing their opponents. Instead, we need to destroy the same Bravo team first. Otherwise, there will be countless problems. It's better to eat well alone. Let's let the Bravo team disband in. They themselves then engaged at high. Jack's team is definitely the strongest team right now. Tell me there's a great atmosphere here. That's when I forgot a few days ago. I also feel Delta's pregnant. The air is more harmonious. Now the Delta team is down to 2. Joel thinks Paul is a coward. Run away when you see it. The Delta team opportunity is now pathetic. But they're the Alpha team's target. Justin has a plan. I'll go to Delta and steal a sleeping bag. Choose the weakest team to attack. Jill and Amber strongly agree with this proposal. But the next day, Gil and Justin almost got into a fight. Gil thinks Justin should start as soon as possible and make quick decisions. And Justin, we're starting to have perfectionism in closing the raft. Justin also left after that. When the team gets to the other side of the river, Javier saw it all. Right now, 2 Delta team members happen to be out looking for food. Justin, take the opportunity to sneak in and steal the entire team's sleeping bag. Delta now Joel and Don have their sleeping bags buried. This will put you both at a dead end. And then Don went to Charlie's team and began to subvert the oath. Who else would steal sleeping bags outside of this team? Charlie's team must have been insulted a lot. They don't really do that. Kier's situation has reached a point of incompatibility. Why do you have to mix it up and use these cowards? You'll just end up pushing yourself into a dead end. Joel, after checking the camera. We finally know who did this Alpha team. Justin didn't escape. When stealing sleeping bags, your friend was destroyed by an angry mob. Sprinkle. The mess is now so big that I can't go back. There's no other choice. Justin can only swim and return with the boat and sleeping bag. What a cruel person. This activity will not be good for you. The opposite, it also helps our biggest competitors. Charlie's team, Alpha's team, is despised by other teams. Charlie's team screamed, "What a bunch of bad guys. It's really not necessary. We have to do things that are bad for people and not good for them." Give me. Alpha team's behavior alerted Charlie's team. Pow, said Justin. It only takes 5 minutes to complete the theft. It's comparable to Vietnamese dog thieves. Javier panicked for fear of being identified as an accomplice. After all, you and Brian are innocent. Just hearing this made Brian feeling nauseous. These people are really evil. You can do something like this. 2 weeks in the wild. They don't really care about life or death. Don and Joel. I have suffered so much pain in just a few days. The sleeping bag is no more. They both know how to keep warm and believe that everything will be fine. But at night you're really freezing. Hard to get to the morning. On the other hand, the Alpha team slept warm last night. They even sweat. Amber and Jill each have 2 sleeping bags. And Brian of the Bravo team is due to Alpha's actions. I'm tired of the dark struggle. You said you'd rather die like a good man. Brian can't control people and can only choose to withdraw from the challenge. I don't want that. Javier was still asleep when Brian left. You're the only one now? The rest have to make a choice. In fact, Javier's not alone in this situation. Merging Dental and Bravo team is the best option, even if both sides are hesitating which camp to go to. Javier said, "Come here and you can get your sleeping bag back." Now Gil from Alpha and Paul from Charlie. They happened to go hunting and met in the forest. The two talked for a while and Paul proposed an alliance. Eliminate those two teams first. In the end, only the two strongest remained. This will benefit both sides. On the 18th, Delta and Javier are about to meet. It has now been identified. These two teams must be eliminated first. Then Amber offered to go to Camp Bravo. Do some acts, minor vandalism and theft of sleeping bags. They had to go to Delta to survive. Although yesterday Paul proposed a league. But the rest of Charlie's team have no intention of using petty theft. Gil and Amber to Camp Bravo. While moving, Javier saw this and rushed back to camp. I didn't expect these two. You can do things like that again. Jude threatened Javier. You only have two choices. One is shooting flares. The second is to move to Delta. Javier was angry. I can't beat you honestly. It's using dirty tricks to do that. Right now, Amber took the opportunity to go to Javier's raft and vent her anger. Javier was speechless and did not want to be evicted. But in my time with Amber, Joel and Don don't want to stay here anymore. What does sleeping bag mean? A few days ago, the Delta team was still full. Today, the two finally withdrew from the challenge. Javier was more regretful and angry. They may have reformed a strong team. It's over now. Javier's way out is to go to Charlie's team. If Charlie's team doesn't let you in, you'll have no choice but to be eliminated. Before leaving, Javier doesn't want the bully to keep acting. So I went secretly to the team camp. Alpha and Ignite. They burned down their camp. He has only one goal, and that's not letting Alpha win. Javier set fire to Team Alpha's camp over a personal vendetta. Dog rolling together rooster shattered the ladle. After Javier set the fire, he quickly went to Charlie's team on the opposite side. He didn't expect to be able to join. If Charlie's team doesn't let you in, I'll give up right away. Let Charlie's team maintain their numerical advantage. No matter what, I just don't want Alpha to win. After a thorough discussion, Charlie's team made a decision. It's to deny Javier's involvement. There are many reasons. First of all, Charlie's team feels like 4 is enough. 1 more may not be a good thing. Second, they don't want to upset Alpha. After all, no one knows what those people will do. Javier left and said, I want to use my skills to win the challenge. I didn't expect it to end like this. After 20 days there are 2 teams. Charlie team 4 people, Alpha team 2 people. Both sides have crab traps so they're equal at night. Po thought that, if we can come to split up the Alpha team, then we can win it directly. It's really the best strategy to end the game very quickly. Day 22 Paul took advantage of Judy's son alone. I had the opportunity to meet her on purpose. Paul left the Delta team and convinced Gil. Paul stated the purpose of his visit. You have a place for Gil there. This is the end of the challenge. We can go home with the prize money. Gil doesn't want to leave Amber. You don't want to leave the Alpha team. But to be honest, Gil was fluttered by the temptation of the bounty. After all, the situation here is Charlie's team is having an advantage. Gil didn't quite refuse to think about it first. After returning to camp, the second supply arrived. This time the program launched a risky mission. Salmon are arriving at their spawning grounds. Go north before winter comes. Catch as many fish as possible. Both teams have a little bit of bait. It's said that the fish are very fresh and the salmon breed there. The fishing season will end soon. This is what they do before winter comes. Last chance to store protein. But opportunities are rare and risks are high. Fishing location 5 kilometers from the camp. Hiking will consume a lot of energy. Of course, this is also a great test about the player's fishing skills. Now people are losing weight fast. The consumption of energy, it's very dangerous physically at this time, but they have to go. Charlie's team, he came in first and almost caught a fish before his opponent arrived. It's a shame that it finally slipped. After Alpha team arrives, both sides return to the starting line. It doesn't take long. Let Charlie's team catch the big fish one by one. And the Alpha team still doesn't have anything. Gil's mood is complicated. The team's opponents are actually much stronger than us. No, Gil was very unconvinced. There's no second word in your dictionary. You don't want to be less than others. She participated in fishing competitions. After a while, Gil caught a big fatty fish. Then you hook another one. And Amber got something. There will be fish as soon as they arrive. Just look where you catch more fish. Charlie's team finally harvested 12 fish. Each one weighs about 2 to 3 kilograms. Alpha team caught 3 salmon. Each one weighs about 6 kilograms. There is enough for both sides. They all had their first full meal over 20 days. Day 24, Charlie's team turns crab traps into smoke traps, used to smoke leftover fish meat. Everybody had a good time last night. But Angie's the only one. Have abdominal pain and discomfort that never subsides. It's useless to drink more hot water because you have intestinal obstruction. The situation is critical right now. Medical team 5 soon took her to treatment. After recovery, you can choose to continue the challenge. Now there's plenty of food for both sides. In the heart of Gil, know that the time of challenge, once again lasting longer. Gil is confused. There are 2 villains fighting in your mind. But what's certain is that you want to stay on Alpha. You finally have feelings. Charlie's team got the bad news. After the medical team 5 evaluated Angie, I can't take the challenge anymore. We've just finished harvesting food. The team has left. This is a little too sudden. Alpha team on the opposite side is empty. The situation has changed and Charlie's team is worried. They need to find a way to get Gil through quickly. Previously Gil, I was hesitant because Charlie's team had too many advantages, but now it's hard to say. And Charlie's team is worried Gil. It's very unpleasant to have to make decisions on the spot. Gil and Amber have developed a strong friendship. You don't want to leave Amber. In any case, Jill did not pass. On the other side, Charlie's team has a new plan. The boss said that because Jill couldn't, then we can try to contact Justin. There's a problem with the Alpha team at this point. Amber says Justin has changed. You're always taking the extra food and eating more. Amber and Jill are obviously closer. They secretly spoke badly behind Justin's back. It's been a long time since this. Justin must have thought. You're saying bad things behind my back. While Charlie's team, still thinking about how to destroy the Alpha team. I can't believe there was a gap between them. The next day, Justin was killed. Children don't go looking for food with their friends. Amber and Jill don't trust Justin. They suspected Justin would steal food. So Jill deliberately kept the food bag. When she returned, she found that the bag had been hit 6 times. Then she started questioning Justin. Justin was so blind he said, "Don't touch her bag. You moved your stuff." But I didn't touch her pocket. Justin couldn't speak. You were at camp. It's because you've had diarrhea recently, after eating too much fish. How can you still steal your fish? Justin just peed out his pants. Now I'm wearing glass underwear. It's an emergency. And maybe you touched Jill's pocket. Gil doesn't believe this explanation at all. In front of Amber and Gil, Justin is an outsider. How can you talk back to 2 people with just one mouth? After Gil finished, Amber continues to say Justin is a liar. Justin also wants to be Charlie's team. At that time, stealing a sleeping bag is a huge risk. Finally, you're all wet and your whole body is frozen. But I didn't complain either. This is definitely not true. Why do we have to argue about something as trivial as diet? Before Charlie's team could act, Jill and Amber are going to kick Justin out. Justin doesn't want to be angry anymore. I want to win Team Alpha. But you're out. Maybe you two could share a little more food. Then, under the warm invitation of Charlie's team, Justin happily agreed. Justin also destroyed the camp before leaving. It's a little inappropriate. This is the second time Alpha's camp has been destroyed. Justin's behavior made his former teammates angry. Jill will not give up. So she wrote a letter to Charlie's team to criticize Justin's disgraceful behavior. Just left and stole the team's equipment and food. They destroyed the camp. Justin also confessed to the fact that he destroyed the canvas. Rainproof fabric. It's a very important piece of equipment for Charlie's team. They didn't expect. Justin rejoins Charlie's team after agreeing. Do these terrible things again. In other words, when Justin is destroying, he was a member of Team Charlie. I had to let Justin give up. It's all done by the Alpha team. Justin is now stuck in the mountains and stuck in the river. Only water gives up. Now all the fighting is over. And then both teams get a map and a compass. Which team finished first will receive a $1 million prize. Two teams going different ways, but the total distance is the same. People have suffered in the wilderness for 36 days. This last step is important. Only one team can win. No matter how hungry you are, I finally got $1 million. That's not the point. Charlie's team still has the advantage. They finish first and get the prize money. I didn't expect Charlie's team to make it to the end. Sorry, Angie, who helped the team get 3 crab traps. But not with the team. Nick cried for joy. I want to call my sister first. My sister lent me money to take part in the challenge. Jack will be able to pay off his debt when he returns. You also have the financial ability to get married. Congratulations to Team Charlie. Jill and Amber got to the end. But Black and Red forget to wish you luck next time. The challenge can be seen. The sea is deep, but you can measure the human heart. But no one ever knew. Okay, VI, please end here.